but the president did not talk about the Elnino rains.
Member for Mandera South.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I would remind us a speech by the late President Moi. He said, when he described what a good speech looks like, he said a good speech should be like a shortcut, short enough to generate interest and long enough to cover the subject. And that is what the president's speech was like. It was short, it was precise, it was inspiring, it was forward-looking and foundational. The president reminded us on the successes the Hustlers Fund had made, that now the Hustlers Fund had disbursed at 6.6 billion, and that there were savings of about 2.3 billion. And he also reminded us on the pension savings, which had increased from 1.4 billion per month to 6.5 billion per month. The president also reminded us on the successes that the fertilizer program has had, especially towards contributing food security and food production, especially in the maize-producing areas. The president also told us about the successes that we have achieved in the education sector, and particularly the report of the Presidential Working Party on education and the radical recommendations that are in that report. The president also reminded us that his regime has employed 56,750 new teachers, that is 56,750 new teachers, and that health is getting revolutionized, where the Afya Nyumbani has employed 20,000 employees, and we have about 100,000 community workers in our counties as community health promoters. The only thing that I think the president left out, and I wish the president had talked about this, while he elucidated about the successes we have had in agriculture and food production, the president forgot to mention the successes we have had in the livestock sector, which supports about a fifth of the population of this country. The ASAL counties in this country hold a population of 10 million Kenyans, which is a fifth of the population, and they rely heavily on livestock, which contributes about 13% to the GDP. So I wish the president had mentioned that the successes that we have made in the livestock sector, because it has a lot of impact on the life of the pastoralists, especially those ones in the northwestern and northeastern parts of this country. I also thought the president will talk about the ravaging Elnino rains, which have really caused havoc, particularly up in the north. As of Monday, we have been told that there are 46 deaths related to the floods caused by Elnino rains, but the president did not talk about the Elnino rains, and I wish he had addressed the Elnino rains to make his speech even more sweeter and more inspiring. Finally, Madam Speaker, I would say that while the Hustler Fund has made all these successes, where there are 36.6 billion which has been disbursed, and a savings of 2.3 billion have been made so far, the Hustlers Fund has locked out a huge population of this country that profess Islam as religion and that do not want to take loans on Hustler funds because of the interest that it attracts. And I wish going forward we will discuss Hustler funds and how it can accommodate all Kenyans, because when we are talking of financial inclusion, it should be financial inclusion for everybody. It's not financial inclusion for a section of people, but those ones who are also restricted because of cultural and religious factors, they should be taken care of. Thank you, Madam Speaker.